So now we're going to talk about creating an email where you're sending some value-added content to your audience. So this could be a blog post, it might be a video, but the main goal here is not to consummate a sale, but simply to build affinity with your audience and perhaps educate them in a way that's going to make them more likely to purchase your products down the road. So the best content that you can create will help your audience solve a problem. It could be a problem that your product addresses directly, which is great, but it may not be. It may be something just related to your product or an interest that you know that your audience would have if they'd also have an interest in your product. Now, generally, these types of emails don't generate as much interest or direct sales, but it is a great way to break up your communications and, again, build affinity with your audience. And you're kind of playing the long game here. So the headline that you come up with should clearly state the benefit that the information provides. And the type of information you might look at are things like listicles. So you're probably very familiar with this type of article. You know, it could be 9 great ways to save time in the morning, for example. It could be a how-to article, either related directly to your product or just a related topic. Profiles of interesting people in your field or related to your products, again, also a great place to start. So inside MailChimp, we're going to create a new campaign, again, an email campaign. And I'm going to call this Healthy Recipes. So we'll get right into designing the email. And again, we're going to pick one of our saved templates, which will have all of our boilerplate information here. And we'll go back to our contest template. All right, so first off, we can just replace our image here. And here's an image from the blog article itself that I've chosen and already uploaded. So I'll insert that. I'm going to move my headline back down below the image. And that'll bring it closer to the copy I'm going to add here as well. And the copy, typically, I'll just grab the first paragraph from my blog article, which I have here on our website. So this is a blog article called 9 Fun and Fancy Gluten-Free Kids Meals. So Young sells lunch bags, and we have both kids' lunch bags and adult lunch bags. So the audience here is obviously a parent who's looking for healthy meal recipes for their kids. So they may not pack this in their lunch bag, but obviously they've got kids, they're interested in food, and that's aligned with our products. Now, the other thing you see here is we're really just consolidating a bunch of recipes by other influencers on the internet. This is a great way to pull together an article, is just to reference other people's content. And it can be quick, can be easy, and you're actually really doing them a favor by pointing to them and helping other people discover them and their recipes. You don't necessarily need to write your own content at length. You can simply point to other people who have already written valuable content that you think your audience might be interested in. So I'm going to copy and paste the opening paragraph here, and we'll put this into the campaign builder. I'm just going to retype the headline here. And we no longer need this text block here, so we'll just delete that. All right, so I'll show you a few quick styling tips while we're in the editor here. So one thing to understand about fonts in email and text in email is that it is going to look different on different machines and in different email applications. So a lot of times your best bet is to just use what's called a default font or an installed font. So computers all have the same set of very basic fonts installed on them. Now you can venture beyond that, and MailChimp does have a few options for doing that. However, you should know that that style may not be visible on every machine, but the text itself will be. Now, as an alternative to that, you could embed text right in your image, or you could create image text, which will give you a lot more latitude, and it will look the same across machines. However, the size of the text may be unpredictable because the image will be scaled depending on the device and the size of the application window that it's viewed in. So there's a trade-off. You're either going to have predictably sized text because MailChimp or the application will scale your computer text based on the application, or if you're using an image and you're embedding in the image, you'll lose control of the size of your text. So that's the trade-off. So typically it's probably best for legibility to use system fonts, but in this case we'll go and we'll try one of the web fonts here, and we'll use Notia text, and we'll increase the size maybe to 32. I'd like to justify this left just because it's a bit of a larger piece of text here. And the other thing we can do here is we can play with the line spacing and spread it out a bit. Gives it a little more room to breathe and makes it look a little more elegant. And I might add a spacer here above my headline as well. Just give that a little more room to breathe. I'll get rid of the line though. I'll just create a little extra breathing room. So that's looking better. Another thing you can do is style your button. So first of all, we're going to need to copy and paste our link in here. And I'm going to change this call to action to read more. I'll make it all caps. And in terms of the button style, I can affect the background. We can talk about the radius. That's the amount of curved edges here, the curved corners. And we're going to make that 0. Make the background white in this case. So we're going to kind of go for a clean, minimal look here. I'll make the text obviously dark, that black. And we can also place a border around it, just a line, but we'll do a dotted border here. And we can affect the weight of that as well. Right. And now I'm going to go into settings, and I'm going to make this fit to text. And a couple other little tricks here. So if we unbold that, we can actually affect the spacing of the lettering here. By spreading it out, it kind of gives it a more elegant look and feel. So there you have it. We've created an email that's promoting a piece of value-added content, and I've shown you a couple of tips and tricks for upping the visual appeal of your email.